Welcome back guys to another Cyberpunk video. It's time to actually update all the existing and new working glitches for Cyberpunk 2077. A lot of things have actually been patched and nerfed into the ground with update 2.1, but there are a lot of new things and existing things which are still working, which are just insane. But first things first, there's a new crazy money glitch which is still working in update 2.1, which is easier to do than ever before. So my honest congratulations goes to one Polish developer who created this crazy bug for us. I know you at CDPR like to nerf and patch all those things, but if I can give you any advice, then trying to outsmart 20 million players with a few hundred developers is never going to work, and patching glitches in single player games is just a waste of time. The only downside for the new money glitch is that you can only do it during mid-game and that you have to own the Phantom Liberty DLC. So there are some requirements for this which you have to keep in mind if you want to do this. But all the other stuff I will show you later in this video is not affected by these requirements. You can do this trick at any Ripper Dog in the game, you only have to have the behavioral faceplate to do this. You get this in the Phantom Liberty quest. I've seen this face before, so you have to play this quest in order to get this item. The faceplate is marked as a quest item and it can never be unequipped, which is kind of stupid, but we can abuse this fact. Just upgrade this item to tier 5+. It doesn't matter which perks you pick, that will create an additional quest marker item in your stash. Since this item has a quest marker, it cannot destroy the old tier 5 one, that way the tier 5 one is moved to your stash. You can now sell the tier 5 one as often as you want to. Every time you sell this item you will get 8000 eddies and it will never be removed from your stash. But there's an even better way to do this. Instead of just selling the tier 5 item, you can also sell the tier 5+ item infinitely for way more money. In order to do this, you just have to exchange the two items first. That way you will equip the tier 5 one and you have the tier 5+ in the vendor stash. Then you sell the tier 5+ item and it will get the buyback marker. And in order to make this item also a quest item, you just have to leave the Ripper Dog, wait for 24 hours and then go back to the Ripper Dog, and this tier 5+ item will also have a quest marker and you can now start selling this one infinitely too. You now have to buy back the tier 5+ faceplate from the Ripper Dog. After that you have a tier 5+ faceplate which you can sell infinitely forever. This item will give you over 10,000 eddies every time you sell it, so it will speed up the process significantly. If you now sell this item 32 times, you will get all the 320,000 eddies from the Ripper Dog, which is quite easy and really fast to do. Once you reach the limit that the vendor doesn't have any money anymore, you have to stop because you already got the 320,000. After that, you can simply go outside of the Ripper Dog, skip time 24 hours to refill the Ripper Dog's money and just repeat the process. You can literally get millions in seconds by doing this, and there was never a money glitch that was easier to execute than this one. And since we no longer have to care about making any money by selling weapons or items, you can now go and dismantle every item and every weapon you find in the game. So the faceplate glitch is not only helping you gaining infinite amounts of money, it also helps you to just focus on dismantling any other item, because you will no longer need any money of selling other items. You can just dismantle them to get the maximum components out of them. If you're playing on old generation PS4 or Xbox versions, there's also a very easy money glitch that is still working and you can still do it. Simply go to the junk tab and hold down the sell all junk button. Additionally, press the normal sell button to trigger and open an additional selling menu. In the first selling menu, you have to set the slider to -1 copy than you actually own. Then you can sell the whole stack 2 times in a row. That will double the items on the right side and you can buy them back without wasting money. Repeat the process until you have created a stack of millions of items, which you can then sell for millions of money or convert them to millions of components. Check out the PS4 money glitch video if you want to know more about this. What I'm not so happy about in patch 2.1 is the way they handled the capacity bug. Of course we had all these floating back things with infinite money shard, infinite skill shards and even the infinite capacity shards have been fixed in patch 2.1. However, if you still have a save file with one of those floating backs, you are still able to do this, which is quite funny. Because they only patched that you can no longer create a floating bag. But if you saved your game with any sort of floating bag that has infinite shards, you can still load this save file and still do the glitch. But the general fix for this was that all the capacity shards should now properly spawn from enemies. However, I only got a few of them until I got stuck again at around 320 instead of 300 capacity. So the fix actually gave me 20 more capacity, but this still shouldn't be right. From what I've learned so far, you start the game with 21 base capacity, you gain 3 capacity per leveling up, 15 from engineering, 20 from Renaissance Punk, 50 when you use the Edge Runners perk, and up to 80 from shards. That should give me in theory up to 366 capacity, but I'm still stuck at 320 for whatever reason. Instead of gaining X amount from shards or X amount from leveling up, there should just be a fixed limit. There are already mods that fix this issue for PC players, but CDPR is still relying on their stupid counting. However, it seems that new characters don't have this issue, so we might just all have to start from scratch again. One glitch that was very likely to be fixed, of course, is the perk points glitch, where you could get infinite amounts of perk points for your characters if you just assigned the perks in the correct order and then removed them very specifically in the reverse order. This glitch, however, is no longer working in patch 2.1, but CDPR was actually so nice to let everybody who did this glitch in one of the previous versions keep all of their points. So if you have 100 points, if you have 200 points, you will keep all your points. But I guess the real reason was they didn't want to mess around with our save files, not to break something else. It is also very interesting to note that they claim to have fixed the stats reroll with patch 2.1, that you can no longer reroll stats by reloading your save file, but you can still just upgrade another item to reroll your stats. So if you're not happy with the stats on your expensive cyberware, simply buy a cheap one, upgrade the cheap one, then you get new stats for all your cyberware. Something that is also still working is a method to get into Compi Plaza. This one also seems to be intended because there's also a secret room to be explored. First you have to use your car to jump over the wall at the highway next to Compi Plaza, and then you have to use your car and crouch between the car and the door to glitch open the door. If this doesn't work immediately, try to slightly change the distance from your car to the door and then try to crouch again. Similar to patch 201, you use the elevator at the far right of the lobby. In the upper floors, directly head to the office right in front of you, jump on the lamp and then through a hole in the roof. Once you're on the roof, head for the exit gate, jump on the orange roof and then jump from roof to roof until you reach the very top. It is actually very simple and just as easy as before. Some of the later jumps are a bit more difficult, so you will need a couple of tries, especially here on the glass panel and especially the last ledge to the apartment. But all of this can be done with a normal double jump, so it is still possible to get all the weapons you might have missed during the heist, even after patch 2.1. If you actually turn left instead of turning right after you jumped on the office lamp, you can also find a secret room in this area of Compi Plaza, which I believe you cannot access by any other means. There's no real special loot inside. I was hoping for an X-mod weapon, but I think those weapons are only limited to Dogtown. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like and see you next time.